Hello and welcome. Today we are going to talk about something that powers every part of the business world. It is the engine that drives deals, builds teams, launches careers. This powerful tool is business communication. You might think of it simply as sending emails, giving presentations. However, it is so much more than that. It is the way we share ideas, solve problems, connect with people. Mastering this skill is not just helpful, it is essential for your future success. Clear communication can open doors you never knew existed. It can help you build a career that is both rewarding and impactful. Think about the last time you were truly impressed by someone's ability to explain a complex idea. Maybe it was a professor, a public speaker, a leader you admire. They likely used clear, concise language to make their point. This is the heart of effective business communication. It's about providing practical information, not just vague impressions. Focusing on facts, not impressions. When you communicate well, you replace confusion with clarity. This ability to be understood is a superpower in the professional world. It is a skill you can begin to build right here, right now, with the right knowledge and practice. In our journey today, we'll explore core principles that make communication effective. One important principle is present data, present evidence. These are far more valuable than offering simple opinions or feelings. We'll also cover efficient presentation. Time is a valuable resource for everyone. Get your message across without wasting time. It's about being direct, organized, respectful of your audience's attention. Finally, effective communication sets clear expectations. Imagine a team project where no one is sure what to do. It would be chaotic and frustrating. By communicating clearly, you ensure that everyone knows their role, their responsibilities, the goals you're working toward. This creates a more productive, positive work environment. We'll touch on building compelling arguments that persuade and inspire others. These skills are the foundation of good communication and strong leadership. Let's begin this journey to unlock your potential. When you step into the professional world, employers will be looking for more than just the knowledge you gained from your classes. They want skills that show you can apply that knowledge effectively. At the top of that list, strong communication skills. First, digital information fluency. Confidently navigate the vast ocean of online information. Find credible sources. Evaluate the data you discover. Use it to build a strong, factual case. Not a luxury, a requirement for almost every role. Organize information logically. A well-structured message is a clear roadmap. It guides your audience from one point to the next. Writing an email, preparing a presentation. Arrange thoughts into a coherent, complete structure. Shows clarity of thought and respect for your audience's time. Use that organization to express yourself persuasively. Don't just present facts, weave a compelling narrative. Convince others to see your point and, when needed, to take action. It's also how well you listen. Active listening matters. Give the speaker your full attention. Process what they are saying. Ask thoughtful questions. This shows respect and fuels collaboration. Prevent misunderstandings and strengthen teams. It's a quiet superpower that sets you apart. The modern workplace is a global village. Diverse backgrounds, cultures, and experiences. Communicate effectively in diverse settings. Have an open mind. Be willing to learn. Adapt your communication style. Be proficient with communication tech. Email, instant messaging, video conferencing. Combine tech know-how with high standards for writing, speaking, and ethical conduct. These expectations are the blueprint employers use to hire and promote. To truly master communication, it helps to understand how it works on a fundamental level. Think of it like a simple game of catch. The basic communication model involves a sender, a message, and a receiver. The sender is the person who has an idea or information to share. They must first encode this idea into a message. Words, images, body language. This message is then transmitted through a channel. Face-to-face conversation, an email, a phone call. The receiver then gets the message and must decode it, interpreting its meaning. This process seems straightforward, but there are many places where it can break down. The goal of communication is for the meaning that the receiver decodes to be the same as the meaning the sender intended. However, the process is not complete once the message is received. The receiver then provides feedback to the sender. This feedback can be verbal, like asking a question, or nonverbal, like nodding in agreement. Feedback is crucial because it lets the sender know if their message was understood correctly. It turns a one-way broadcast into a two-way conversation. The environment around the communication can introduce noise, which is anything that interferes with the message. It can be literal, like a loud construction site outside the window during a meeting. It can also be psychological, such as the receiver being distracted by personal worries, or cultural, where different backgrounds lead to different interpretations of the same words. As a communicator, your job is to anticipate and minimize this noise as much as possible. This might mean choosing a quiet place for an important conversation or using simple, clear language to avoid misunderstanding. Understanding this model helps you become a more intentional and effective communicator. You start to think not just about what you want to say, but also about how your message might be received. You will consider the best channel to use for your message. Is this a quick question that works for instant messaging? Or is it a sensitive topic that requires a face-to-face meeting? You will also learn to look for and encourage feedback to ensure your message has landed as intended. By consciously applying the principles of this basic model, you can significantly improve the clarity and impact of every interaction you have. Section 3. The bedrock of trust. Committing to ethical communication. Effective communication is not just about being clear and persuasive. It is also about being ethical. Ethics are the principles of conduct that govern how we behave in a society, and in the business world, they are the foundation of trust. Without trust, relationships with colleagues, customers, and partners will crumble. Ethical communication is the practice of applying these principles to every message you send and receive. It means being honest, fair, and responsible in all your professional interactions. This commitment to ethics is not a soft skill. It is a core component of professional integrity and long-term success. So, what does ethical communication look like in practice? It starts with a simple but powerful rule. Include all relevant information. Deliberately omitting key facts to mislead your audience is a form of deception. For example, if you are promoting a new product, you must be honest about its capabilities and its limitations. Secondly, your communication must be true in every sense. This goes beyond simply not telling outright lies. It means not using language that exaggerates, distorts reality, or creates a false impression. It is about ensuring that your message as a whole is an accurate representation of the situation. Furthermore, ethical communication does not violate the rights and privacy of others. This is especially important in the digital age, where personal and company information can be shared with a single click. Respecting confidentiality, whether it is a colleague's personal situation or a client's sensitive business data, is a non-negotiable part of professional conduct. Spreading rumors, sharing private emails, or using proprietary information without permission are all examples of unethical communication that can have severe consequences for your career and your organization's reputation. Finally, ethical communication is not deceptive. This includes avoiding plagiarism by giving credit for the ideas and words of others, and it means being transparent about your intentions. Are you trying to inform, or are you trying to manipulate? Using emotional appeals to obscure facts, or using complex jargon to intentionally confuse your audience are deceptive tactics. Building a reputation as an ethical communicator takes time and consistent effort. By making this commitment, you build a foundation of trust that will support your career for years to come. Section 4. Navigating the noise. Common barriers to communication. Even with the best intentions, our messages do not always land the way we want them to. Many obstacles or barriers can get in the way of effective communication. Understanding these barriers is the first step toward overcoming them. One of the most obvious is a language barrier. This can occur when people speak different languages, but it can also happen when people use jargon, slang, or technical terms that others do not understand. To break down this barrier, it is essential to use clear, simple language and to define any specialized terms that your audience may not know. Always consider who you are talking to and adjust your language accordingly. Physical barriers can also disrupt the flow of communication. These are environmental and physical distractions that make it difficult to hear or see the message clearly. This could be poor acoustics in a large room, a bad phone connection, or even something as simple as a desk that separates two speakers. In the digital world, this can be a slow internet connection or a malfunctioning webcam. Being mindful of the physical environment and choosing the right setting and tools can help minimize these distractions. More subtle, but just as powerful, are cultural, perceptual, and interpersonal barriers. Cultural barriers arise from different norms, values, and customs. For example, the meaning of a gesture or the appropriate level of directness can vary dramatically between cultures. Perceptual barriers exist because we all see the world through our own unique lens of experience and beliefs, which can lead us to interpret the same message in different ways. Interpersonal barriers can be caused by a lack of trust, a history of conflict, or personality clashes between the sender and receiver. Overcoming these requires empathy, an open mind, and a genuine effort to understand the other person's perspective. Finally, we must consider psychological, organizational, and technological barriers. Psychological barriers include things like fear, anxiety, and emotional distress. Organizational barriers might be an unclear chain of command or a company culture that discourages open feedback. And while technology can be a great enabler, it can also be a barrier. An overload of emails can cause important messages to be missed, and the lack of nonverbal cues in text-based communication can lead to frequent misunderstandings. Recognizing these potential roadblocks allows you to choose your communication strategies more wisely and navigate around them. Section 5. Building stronger teams. The power of collaboration. In today's business world, very few great things are accomplished by one person working alone. Success is almost always the result of a team of people working together toward a common goal. This is why the ability to communicate and collaborate effectively within a team is such a highly valued skill. But what makes a team truly effective? It is more than just putting a group of smart people in the same room. Effective teams share characteristics that let them harness collective energy and achieve outstanding results. It all starts with a shared sense of purpose and values. An effective team is united by a clear and challenging goal. Every member understands what they are working toward and why it matters. That belief provides motivation to push through challenges and support one another. A healthy mix of people brings different insights, skills, experiences. Diversity is a strategic advantage. It brings more perspectives to problem-solving and decision-making, leading to more innovative and robust solutions. Behavioral norms play a crucial role. Effective teams set positive rules of engagement, showing up to meetings on time, listening respectfully to every idea, offering constructive feedback. A key norm is putting the group's success before personal agendas, a we before me attitude. When team members trust the collective good, they take more risks, share ideas openly, and help each other. Underlying all this is open and honest communication. Communication flows freely in all directions. Members feel safe to voice their opinions, ask questions, disagree respectfully. Psychological safety encourages candid discussion and early problem solving. This constant, open dialogue is the lifeblood of a high-performing team. It drives collaboration and turns individuals into a unified, powerful force. In our journey to master business communication, we now arrive at a crucial element: feedback. So, what exactly is feedback? In its simplest form, feedback is providing information about a person's performance, behavior, work product. It is a mirror held up to our actions, reflecting what we are doing well and where we can improve. Think of it as a guidance system for professional growth. Without it, we are essentially flying blind, unaware of how our actions are being perceived or whether we are meeting expectations. Feedback can be positive or constructive. Both types are vital for learning and advancement. Feedback sources create a 360-degree view of your performance. Supervisors, peers, customers. Each source adds a piece to the puzzle. Feedback's purpose isn't just praise or criticism, it's to highlight areas to improve and to foster a growth mindset. Growth mindset. Abilities can be developed through dedication and hard work. See feedback as a tool for growth, and it becomes a catalyst for learning. It helps you identify skills to work on, behaviors to adjust, and knowledge gaps to fill. It turns challenges into opportunities and mistakes into lessons, paving the way for ongoing development. Embracing feedback is a skill. It requires humility, an open mind, and the desire to be better. Giving and receiving feedback well separates average employees from future leaders. It builds trust and a culture of mutual support. Value and seek feedback to invest in your future, equipping yourself to navigate the modern workplace and reach your potential. Feedback is essential to your communication toolkit. Giving feedback can feel daunting. We worry about hurting someone's feelings or coming across as too critical. This is where having a clear, structured framework can be incredibly helpful. One of the most effective frameworks for delivering clear and actionable feedback is the COIN method. COIN is an acronym that stands for context, observation, impact, and next steps. It provides a simple, four-step recipe for structuring your feedback so it's specific, objective, and constructive. By following this model, you take the guesswork out of the conversation and make it easy to understand and act on. Let's break down C and O. C. Context. Set the scene. Be specific about when and where the behavior occurred.
At the project planning meeting this morning, on the Zahnenstersanband.
O. Observation. Describe exactly what you saw or heard. Stick to objective facts. State what you noticed. Avoid interpretations or judgments. For example, I noticed you were looking at your phone for most of the discussion. I. Impact. Connect the observation to a consequence. Explain why the behavior matters and what effect it had on you, the team, or the project.
It makes me feel like you're not interested in the project, and we miss out on your valuable input.
N. Next steps. Make the conversation collaborative and future-focused. Agree on a path forward.
What do you think about that? What are your thoughts on this? How can we ensure you're more engaged in future meetings? How can I help you with this?
That turns feedback into a constructive, forward-looking partnership. Just as communication styles vary, so do preferences for giving and receiving feedback. These preferences are shaped by two powerful forces: our generational background and our national culture. Understanding these differences is key to ensuring your feedback is received as you intend it. Let's first look at the generational gap. Baby boomers, born between 1946 and 1964. They appreciate formal, structured feedback like annual performance reviews. They value recognition for experience and seniority. Generation X, born between 1965 and 1980. They prefer feedback that is direct, honest, and efficient. They value autonomy and evidence-backed feedback. Millennials, born between 1981 and 1996. They prefer frequent, constructive feedback and coaching. They see feedback as vital to learning and development. Generation Z, born after 1997. They prefer interactive, immediate feedback via digital platforms, often with gamification. National culture also shapes feedback. Think high context versus low context. Low context cultures, for example, the United States, Germany, Netherlands. In low context cultures, feedback is direct, explicit, and focused on facts and specific examples. Advantage. This reduces ambiguity and gives clear guidance for improvement. Challenge. It can be perceived as blunt or harsh by people from high-context cultures. High-context cultures. For example, Japan, China, India. In high-context cultures, feedback is more indirect and nuanced, relying on subtle cues and context. The primary goal is to maintain harmony and protect face, a person's public image. Indirect feedback is more tactful and reduces the risk of offending the recipient. The challenge is the message can be so subtle it's misunderstood or missed, leaving the recipient without clear, actionable points. Being an effective global communicator means adapting your feedback style to bridge cultural and generational divides. Section 4. The art of listening. More than just hearing. We have talked a lot about sending messages, but effective communication is a two-way process. The other half of the equation, and arguably the more important half, is listening. There is a profound difference between simply hearing words and truly listening to what someone is saying. Hearing is a passive physical process. It is the act of sound waves hitting your eardrums. Listening, however, is an active mental process. It requires concentration. It requires interpretation. It requires understanding. It involves paying close attention to the words being spoken. It involves paying attention to nonverbal cues. It involves paying attention to the emotions behind the message. It is a skill that requires conscious effort and practice. The listening process can be broken down into 5 distinct stages. Receiving, the physical act of hearing the message and taking note of it. Decoding, assigning meaning to the message. Your own experiences and biases can influence how you decode and interpret. Remembering, storing the information for future processing. Without remembering, the information is lost. Evaluating, judging the content and the speaker's intentions. You might assess the logic of their argument or the credibility of their claims. Responding, providing feedback to the speaker to confirm you've understood. Responding closes the communication loop and creates a true dialogue. Responding can be verbal, asking a clarifying question, or summarizing what you heard. Responding can also be nonverbal, nodding your head, or maintaining eye contact. A lack of response can leave the speaker feeling ignored or misunderstood. A thoughtful response shows respect and encourages open communication. In the fast-paced business world, it's easy to fall into poor listening habits. We might get distracted by our phones. We might think about what we're going to say next instead of focusing on the speaker, or interrupt before the other person has finished their thought. These habits can lead to misunderstandings, missed opportunities, damaged relationships. By consciously improving our listening and moving through each stage with intention, we become more effective communicators, better colleagues, stronger leaders. Truly listening is one of the greatest signs of respect you can show another person. Section 5. Becoming an active, reflective listener. Knowing the stages of listening is one thing, putting them into practice is another. The key to becoming a great listener is active, reflective listening. This is a specific technique where you make a conscious effort to hear, understand, retain the information being shared, be fully present and engaged. Don't let the words just wash over you. First rule: don't interject while the other person is speaking. Also, don't formulate your response yet. Your goal: understand their perspective completely. This requires patience and self-control. Actively manage your focus. Remove external distractions. Put your phone on silent. Turn away from your computer screen. Manage internal distractions by setting aside your thoughts and worries. Use nonverbal cues to show engagement. Make eye contact. Face the speaker. Nod and use small gestures. These actions reassure the speaker you have their attention. Core technique: restate what you heard to confirm understanding. Paraphrase the speaker's main points in your own words. On-screen line: so, if I'm understanding correctly, you're concerned about the deadline. Example: so if I'm understanding correctly, you're concerned about the project deadline because the data we need is delayed. That verifies your interpretation, and it shows the speaker you were truly listening. Reflect emotions, validating. Example: colleague says, "I'm really stressed about this presentation." Validating response: it sounds like you're feeling overwhelmed by the pressure. On-screen lines: I'm really stressed about this presentation. It sounds like you're feeling overwhelmed by the pressure. Let's look at some more examples. Team member: I feel like my opinions aren't valued at work. Clarifying question: can you give me an example of when you felt that way? On-screen lines: I feel like my opinions aren't valued. Can you give me an example of when you felt that way? That helps you get specific information. Someone, I'm not sure I can finish this project on time. Encouragement. You've handled similar challenges before. I'm confident you have the skills to manage this. On-screen lines. I'm not sure I can finish this project on time. You've handled similar challenges before. I'm confident you can manage this. Techniques. Recap. Restating. Validating. Clarifying. Encouraging. They take practice. Mastering them will transform your personal and professional relationships. Section 6. The silent language. Mastering nonverbal communication. While we spend a lot of time choosing our words carefully, research suggests that a huge percentage of all communication is nonverbal. Some experts estimate this figure to be as high as 90%. Nonverbal communication includes everything from your facial expressions, gestures, posture, to your tone of voice. These silent signals often convey more meaning than the words themselves. For your communication to be truly effective, your nonverbal cues must support and reinforce your verbal message. When your words say one thing but your body language says another, you create confusion and mistrust, undermining your credibility and weakening your message. One powerful aspect of nonverbal communication is paralanguage. This refers to the vocal elements of speech that are separate from the actual words. It is not what you say, but how you say it. The Presentation Training Institute outlines 5 key components of paralanguage, known as the 5 Ps. Pitch, the highness or lowness of your voice. Varying your pitch can make your speech more engaging and help emphasize key points. Pace, the speed at which you speak. Speaking too quickly can make you hard to understand, while speaking too slowly can make you sound boring or unsure. Pause. Pausing strategically can be incredibly effective. A well-timed pause can create suspense, give your audience a moment to absorb a complex idea, or add emphasis to the statement that follows. It is a sign of a confident speaker. Projection. The volume of your voice. You need to project your voice so that everyone in the room can hear you comfortably without you having to shout. A voice that is too soft can convey a lack of confidence, while a voice that is too loud can seem aggressive. Your goal is a clear, confident volume that commands attention respectfully. Personality. Conveyed through your overall tone of voice. Your tone can be passionate, warm, serious, humorous, or anything in between. The key is to match your tone to your message and your audience. A passionate tone can inspire action, while a calm, serious tone can convey authority and build trust during a difficult conversation. By consciously mastering these 5 elements of paralanguage, you can add incredible depth, emotion, and clarity to your spoken words. This control over the silent language is a hallmark of a powerful and persuasive communicator. Section 1. Crafting successful presentations, from outline to impact. Now that we have covered the fundamentals of listening and nonverbal cues, let's apply them to the presentation. A successful presentation has the power to inform, persuade, and inspire your audience, but it rarely happens by accident. It is the result of careful planning and thoughtful design. The very first step, before you even think about creating slides, is to tailor your pitch to your audience. This means doing your research. Who will be in the room? What is their level of knowledge on your topic? What are their expectations and potential concerns? The more you understand your audience, the better you can tailor your content to resonate with them, making your message more relevant and impactful. Once you have a clear picture of your audience, you can begin to organize your presentation. A well-organized presentation is like a sturdy building. It needs a solid foundation and a clear structure. Start by creating a clear outline with a distinct introduction, body, and conclusion. This structure helps you organize your thoughts logically and ensures a smooth flow from one idea to the next. Your introduction should grab the audience's attention and tell them what to expect. The body should present your main points with supporting evidence, and the conclusion should summarize your key takeaways and leave a lasting impression. This logical flow is essential for keeping your audience engaged and preventing them from getting lost along the way. With your structure in place, you can move on to designing your visual aids, which are most often slides. The golden rule for effective slide design is to keep it simple. Your slides are there to support your message, not to be the message itself. Avoid cluttering them with long sentences or dense paragraphs of text. Instead, use short, powerful headlines and bullet points. Visual aids such as charts, graphs, and high-quality images are incredibly powerful tools. They can help simplify complex information, make data more memorable, and create an emotional connection with your audience. A single well-chosen image can often convey more meaning than a whole paragraph of text, so use them wisely to enhance your story. Finally, remember that your presentation is not just a collection of information, it is a performance that requires practice. Rehearsing your presentation multiple times is crucial for building confidence and ensuring a smooth delivery. Practice speaking your points out loud, ideally in front of a mirror or a friendly audience. This helps you identify awkward phrasing and ensures your ideas flow naturally. Time management is also a critical part of rehearsal. Time your presentation to make sure it fits within the allotted schedule, respecting the audience's time. This preparation will allow you to walk onto the stage, whether physical or virtual, with the confidence that comes from knowing you are fully prepared to deliver a compelling and professional presentation. Section 2. Mastering the art of delivery. Engaging your audience. Creating a well-structured presentation is only half the battle. The other half is delivering it in a way that captivates and engages your audience. One of the most effective ways to make your presentation a two-way conversation is to actively involve your audience. You can do this by asking questions throughout your talk. Rhetorical questions, direct questions that invite responses, polls, a show of hands, or short think, pair, share activities. These can break up the monotony of listening and make your audience feel like active participants. When people are involved, they are more attentive and more likely to retain your message. Your nonverbal communication plays an enormous role in how your message is received. Pay close attention to your body language. Make deliberate eye contact with different people around the room. This creates a personal connection and makes individuals feel seen and included. Use natural gestures to emphasize your points, but avoid fidgeting or pacing nervously, as these can be distracting. Purposeful movement can also be effective. Moving from one side of the stage to another to mark a transition between topics can help guide your audience through your narrative. Your physical presence should radiate confidence and openness, inviting the audience to trust you and your message. The way you begin and end your presentation is particularly important, as these are the parts your audience is most likely to remember. Your introduction needs to grab their attention, but your conclusion is your final opportunity to make an impact. A weak ending like, so yeah, that's it, can undo all your hard work. Instead, aim for a strong finish. Summarize your key points one last time to reinforce your core message. You can recap the main argument, reminding the audience of the journey you have taken them on. Consider ending with a powerful, thought-provoking statement, a compelling call to action, or a short, memorable story that encapsulates your theme. Delivering presentations online comes with its own unique set of challenges and requires a few extra considerations. Before the session, ensure all participants have the necessary software and send any materials in advance. It is wise to allow a few extra minutes at the beginning for everyone to join and get comfortable with the technology.
Does that make sense?
Section 3. Navigating the digital world. The rules of netiquette. In our increasingly connected world, a significant portion of our professional communication takes place online. This has given rise to a specific code of conduct known as netiquette, a combination of the words network and etiquette. Netiquette refers to the expected rules of behavior for interacting respectfully and effectively in online environments. These platforms include email, instant messaging, social media, online forums, and video conferencing. Just as we have social rules for face-to-face interactions, netiquette provides a framework for maintaining professionalism, clarity, and courtesy in our digital communications. Understanding and practicing good netiquette is no longer optional. It is a fundamental skill for any modern professional. One of the core principles of good netiquette is to remember the human on the other side of the screen. It can be easy to forget that your typed words are being read by a real person with real feelings. Before you send an email or post a comment, take a moment to read it over and ask yourself how it might be received. Avoid typing in all caps, which is the digital equivalent of shouting and can come across as aggressive. Use humor and sarcasm with caution, as they are easily misinterpreted without the nonverbal cues of tone of voice and facial expression. A good rule of thumb is to not write anything online that you would not feel comfortable saying to someone's face. Professionalism in digital communication also extends to respecting other people's time and privacy. When writing emails, use a clear and descriptive subject line so the recipient knows the topic at a glance. Keep your messages concise and to the point. No one wants to read a novel in their inbox. Be mindful of who you include in group emails and avoid using reply all unless it is truly necessary for everyone to see your response. Similarly, respect people's privacy by not forwarding their emails or sharing their personal information without their explicit permission. These small acts of consideration show respect for your colleagues' busy schedules and their right to privacy. Finally, it is essential to review the specific rules of netiquette for any new digital community you join. Different platforms and company cultures may have their own unique norms and expectations. What is acceptable on a casual team chat application might be inappropriate in a formal email to a client. Take some time to observe how others communicate before you jump into the conversation. By being mindful, respectful, and professional in all your online interactions, you can build a positive digital reputation and contribute to a more productive and pleasant online work environment for everyone. Good netiquette is a cornerstone of modern business communication. In the world of business writing, you will frequently be asked to create two types of documents: proposals and reports. While they may sometimes look similar and often involve the same research, their fundamental purpose is quite different. A proposal is a document of persuasion. Its primary goal is to convince stakeholders to support a future project, plan, or initiative. A proposal looks forward, outlining a plan of what you intend to do. It answers questions like why your proposed project is important, how you plan to execute it, what resources you will need, and what benefits the organization can expect to see upon its successful completion. The entire document is geared toward getting a yes, A report, on the other hand, is a document of information. Its main purpose is to present findings, analysis, and data on a particular topic or project that has already taken place or is in progress. A report looks backward, or at the present. It is often used to communicate the results of research, an investigation, or the status of ongoing operations. Reports are meant to be objective and factual, providing a clear and accurate account of events or data. While a report might contain recommendations based on its findings, its primary function is to inform the reader, not necessarily to persuade them to take a specific, predefined course of action. Let's consider an example to make the distinction clearer. Imagine your company is considering updating its computer systems. A proposal would be written to argue for this update. It would detail the problems with the current system, present the proposed new system as the solution, outline the costs, a timeline for implementation, and highlight the expected benefits. Increased productivity, better security. The tone would be persuasive, aiming to get budget approval from management. This document is all about convincing decision-makers to invest in a future action. It is a sales pitch for an idea. Once the new computer system has been installed and has been in use for 6 months, management might ask for a report. This report would analyze the project. It would present data on the actual costs versus the proposed budget, document any issues that arose during implementation, and measure the new system's performance against the benefits that were promised in the original proposal. It might include data from employee surveys on their satisfaction with the new system. The purpose of this document is to provide an objective evaluation of what happened. Understanding whether you are being asked to persuade, write a proposal, or to inform, write a report, is the crucial first step in creating an effective business document. Gathering your evidence, research and data collection. Whether you are writing a persuasive proposal or an informative report, your arguments and findings will be much stronger if supported by solid research. There are two main types: primary research and secondary research. Primary research involves collecting original, first-hand data, information that does not exist until you create it. Common methods for primary research include conducting surveys, holding interviews, organizing focus groups, running experiments, and making direct observations. The great advantage of primary research is that the data is specific to your exact needs. It is current, and you have full control over the quality of data collection. Secondary research involves summarizing, synthesizing, and analyzing existing data collected by someone else. This is what people often think of as, doing research. It includes conducting literature reviews, analyzing data from existing studies, and referencing academic papers, books, government reports, and credible online databases. The main advantages of secondary research are that it is generally less time-consuming and more cost-effective than primary research. There is a vast amount of data already available, allowing you to benefit from extensive studies you wouldn't have the resources to conduct yourself. It's important to note these two types are not mutually exclusive. In fact, they work best when used together. Secondary research is often the starting point. It helps you understand what is already known and can help you identify gaps in existing knowledge. Primary research can then be designed to fill those specific gaps. For example, secondary research might show a national trend of declining customer satisfaction in your industry. You could then conduct primary research, like a survey of your own customers, to see if that trend holds true for your company and to uncover the unique reasons for their dissatisfaction. When conducting your own primary research, such as through surveys, careful design is key to useful results. Provide clear instructions and ask questions that are easy to understand and answer. Keep the questionnaire as short as possible to encourage completion and avoid leading questions that might bias responses. When it comes to sample size, the ideal number depends on your goal. For small internal studies, 30 to 100 responses might be sufficient. For larger market research or organizational surveys, 200 to 500 responses. For public opinion polls, 1,000 or more is often needed for high accuracy. The three-step writing process. Planning for success. Effective business writing, whether it is an email, a report, or a proposal, does not just happen. It is the product of a systematic process. The three-step writing process is a simple but powerful framework that helps you create clear, concise, and impactful messages. The three steps are: plan, write, complete. Many people jump straight to writing, but the most crucial work happens before and after you type a single word. Step 1. Planning lays the foundation for your entire message. In planning, you begin by analyzing the situation. Ask, what is your purpose for writing? Are you trying to inform, persuade, or collaborate? Having a clear purpose guides every decision. Next, profile your audience. Who are they? What do they already know? What are their needs, interests, and potential biases? A message for an expert looks different than one for a novice. Gather all necessary information. Select the best medium and channel such as email, a formal report, or an instant message. Then organize your information into a logical outline. Step 2. Write. With your plan and outline, writing becomes easier. Compose the message. Turn outline into full sentences and paragraphs. Adapt your approach to your audience. Choose the right tone: formal, casual, objective, or passionate. Use language your audience will understand. Focus on getting ideas down. Don't chase perfection yet. Build on your outline and flesh out your arguments. Step 3. Complete your message. Polish your draft into a finished product. Key tasks include: revise. Look at the big picture. Is the content clear? Is the logic sound? Is the tone appropriate? Produce. Focus on design and layout for readability. Proofread. Check for errors in grammar, spelling, and punctuation that could undermine credibility. Finally, distribute the message through the channel you selected. Follow these 3 steps to communicate with clarity, confidence, and professionalism. Your path to mastery. Key takeaways. As we conclude our journey through the essential elements of business communication, let's distill our learnings into a few core principles. The central theme has been the importance of preparation and intentionality. Effective communication is rarely spontaneous. It's the result of careful planning and a deep understanding of your purpose, your audience, and your message. From crafting a presentation to writing a simple email, the time you invest in planning, analyzing the situation, gathering information, and organizing your thoughts will pay immense dividends. That foundational work transforms a potentially confusing message into one that is clear, compelling, and professional, setting the stage for success in every interaction you have. The second key takeaway is the unwavering importance of facts and clarity. In the business world, decisions are driven by data, and your credibility is built on the foundation of truthfulness and accuracy. Always strive to base your arguments on solid evidence rather than vague impressions. A powerful tool we discussed is the STAR method: situation, task, action, result, which provides a structured way to present your experiences factually and persuasively, especially in interviews. This commitment to fact-based communication, combined with a relentless pursuit of clarity in your writing and speaking, will establish you as a trustworthy and reliable professional, someone whose voice is not just heard, but also respected and valued. Third, remember that communication is a dialogue, not a monologue. The art of listening is just as critical as the art of speaking. Active listening and reflective listening, which involve being fully present, understanding nonverbal cues, and providing feedback to ensure comprehension. This skill is the bedrock of strong relationships and effective teamwork. When providing feedback, use a structured and empathetic approach like the COIN method: context, observation, impact, and next steps. This can turn a difficult conversation into a constructive opportunity for growth. By mastering both sides of the conversational coin, you become a connector and problem solver, fostering collaboration and understanding wherever you go. Finally, the principles of adaptability and ethics must be your constant companions. You must learn to adapt your message, its content, style, and medium, to your specific audience, whether navigating cultural differences, generational preferences, or simply the size of a room. Every message you send must be filtered through the lens of ethical communication. Being honest, transparent, and respectful is the foundation of long-term professional success and personal integrity. By integrating these key takeaways, preparation, factual clarity, active listening, adaptability, and unwavering ethics, into your daily practice, you will build a powerful communication toolkit that will serve you throughout your entire career. Putting knowledge into action. Your next steps. Mastering business communication is not an academic exercise. It is practical and honed through consistent practice. Knowledge is only potential power. Move from learning to doing. Your first clear next step. Public speaking. Volunteer to present in class or for a community group. Tailor your content to the audience. Create a clear structure with a strong open and close. Design simple visual aids. Rehearse your delivery. The only way to overcome the fear of presenting is to present. This practice builds confidence and command. Second action item. Transform your resume and interview skills. Take a critical look at your resume. Rewrite it with strong action verbs, clear bullet points, and the 3 C's. Error-free. Prepare for interviews by rehearsing answers using the STAR method. Write specific examples from your experience that show the skills employers want. Practice answering behavioral and situational questions out loud. Third, run a small-scale survey. Pick a simple topic. Design 5 to 7 clear questions. Aim for 30 to 50 responses from peers. This teaches question design, response collection, and drawing evidence-based conclusions. It shows the difference between an opinion and a finding backed by evidence. Finally, this week's call to action. Choose one new communication skill and practice it. Active listening. Paraphrase what you hear in your next conversation. Use the coin method to give constructive feedback on a group project. Improve your netiquette. Make every email professional and concise. Small, consistent efforts build lasting habits. The journey to becoming a master communicator starts today with one small step. Thank you. Best of luck on your path. Before you go, subscribe for weekly tips, like and share, and practice one skill today.